Welcome to summertime in our blossoming community. As a recap, we've got our whole town here. We got our big ass cherry tree. We've got our thing that harvests the cherries. We got this giant ass wall up to the north. To the northeast, we have a smelly swamp. To the south, we've got the mysterious grasslands that may or may not contain some sort of mythical beast. And it's also the grasslands to which old Papa Cherry fled after the controversial news about him came out. To the west of the grasslands, we have this mysterious manor, which has not been thoroughly investigated. And of course, we can't forget Mr. Sideways Volcano over here, always lurking about. And this strange porous structure that was also observed at the base of the volcano. What will the summer bring to our community? Well, let's find out. Oh yeah, and also remember, at the end of last season, horrible winds destroyed part of the town and some of the people's legs, and most importantly, the fine china storage building. Will our community be able to recover? I don't know.
Hooray!
Yay.
And now that you're done talking, talk some more, because it's the first week of summer.
Excellent.
It's your turn. The Seven of Diamonds introduce a mystery at the edge of the map, or an unattended situation becomes problematic and scary. What is it, and how did it go awry?
These are both very spicy. Spicy.
I don't like that.
After all the talk you did about cherry pop, and you come out here doing that.
Unattended situation.
A mystery at the edge of the map, you say?
I do.
Well, those big gusts of wind didn't just affect our little community. See, those affected the entire region, most of which we haven't even really discovered yet. Well, shortly after these winds rustled all the cherries about, we saw what we weren't quite sure what we were seeing, but what looked like little heads poking out from behind the wall, just seeing what's going on. You know, maybe their community has been uprooted by these winds, and they're checking out what's going on behind this wall. This wall might be just as mysterious to them as it is to us. It could be their wall, who's to say? But what looks like some guy's head poking out from the side is that's happening now. That's the mystery. Why is that happening? What is it? I don't know. It's a mystery.
I'm trying horizontal things. What? You got the volcano and the man. Like both.
It's very true.
All right. Before we get to your action for the week, Rory, your lady, your charismatic young girl, her scheme has come to fruition.
It has, and Betty Booger's scheme was aided by the gust of wind and the cherries destroying everything, because now people are very concerned that they've done something wrong, and because this part of the scheme was saying this was a religious vision from the cherry tree, and by not doing it, it made the cherry tree angry and it blew and destroyed a lot of the town. People are like, shit, we need to appease the cherry tree. We are all wearing our booger buckets. And so, sure enough, you now have a new industry where everyone in town is wearing a bucket over their face into which their boogers stream into, so that now the booger sweeps have a little less sweeping to do.
A little less?
Well, actually a lot less. Sorry.
Okay.
I mean, some of it still overflows because we have an abundance of boogers.
Of course.
And so that's going to happen, but at least now they don't have to work quite as hard all day every day.
They don't have to work their 14-hour shifts like they were doing before.
Exactly.
Similarly, as the people in town have their buckets on the head, the scouting party who had gone to investigate the swamps has returned.
Oh.
And they've actually...
I don't think it was yours.
It's me. The swamp people have come back now, and they are fucking smelly. Let me tell you. Not only are they smelly, but they also have their lips are stained totally blue. And they have a secret item that they seem to be like munching on something and they think no one's looking. I don't know what it is exactly, but there is now a large bush of blueberries.
Oh, no!
Oh god. Holy shit.
This means war!
Oh, shit.
You and me, Bev Keen, let's go.
Alright. Luke, your action. What would you like to do this week? We have no ongoing projects, just so you're aware. Not to inform your decision or anything.
Yeah, I definitely would like to start a new project. I mean, I would be. we don't want to be idle, you know. What's the point? You know, let this week slip by without achieving something great. I think the project is we're going to form a conga line of people to that manor, and we're going to impress whoever's living there. Of course, I'm assuming somebody's living there still. But we have to approach it as if someone's living there, because we don't want to risk potentially disrespecting the master of the house. So let's start the conga line.
He's got a conga right now.
Hang on, we have 80 people in our community. Are we dedicating everyone to this conga line?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Okay, well, so be it.
How long is it going to take?
How long do you think it'll take to conga to the thing?
Well, I think 3 weeks.
3 weeks. We're just trying to get there, or what are we doing specifically?
Well, we're trying to hopefully impress whoever's
Just a
here.
little bit of
Because
training.
Yeah, I was gonna say 3 weeks sounds fine.
because we want to. Ideally, we want this person to join our community, and ideally, we want to annex his house into our community as well. But we don't want to tell them that, of course. We'll get that part later.
Okay.
Because it's a nice looking kind of place.
Mhm.
I mean, it's got.
Hey, no adding to the house. Well, go for it. Fuck it. Whatever. You're technically not supposed to, but I don't care. Go for it.
Oh well, I mean.
Add a detail. Go for it. You're congaing.
Yeah, we see it.
Wait, who drew this up here? This was
I
you.
drew that.
Yeah.
Go for
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't want to do anything that really contradicts your original artistic vision, but I was gonna say it has a window,
One window.
Oh my god.
Makes sense.
and you can't see anything in it because it's dark.
It's a shitty window.
Well, then,
Why?
What do you
The point
mean?
of a window is to be able to see.
Well, you can
Well,
see
the person inside can see.
Oh, okay, that's what you mean.
It's not for seeing into. It's a privacy window.
Got it. Okay.
But mostly it's just dark in the house.
Good. Alright. The Jack of Diamonds for Alex. Predators and bad omens are afoot. You are careless and someone goes missing under ominous circumstances. Who? Or, predators and bad omens are afoot still. What measures do you take to keep everyone safe and under surveillance? Do not reduce dice projects this week.
Is that for regardless of which one I pick?
Either or. Yeah, if we keep everyone safe, Luke's project does not advance, so we conga slower, or somebody goes missing from the line, or elsewhere.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna need the options again.
Yep. Predators and bad omens are afoot. Either we're careless and someone goes missing under ominous circumstances. Who is it? Or no one goes missing because what measures do we take to keep everyone safe and under surveillance, but the dice doesn't reduce?
Bad omens are afoot. The two people from the search party that returned from the swamp have gone missing. And so has Skinny Pete. What's his
Nah,
name?
it's pretty bad to bring
Oh my
back.
god! That is a combination
It's
too,
a,
our
it's,
guys.
a, it's a third, it's a new character.
Like, yeah, either would you like Skinny Pete or Polite Pete or Skinny Jimmy? One of those
Skinny
three.
Jimmy, the guy who was
Yeah.
helping harvest the cherries, one of the best long-armed cherry man,
Mhm.
has also gone missing
Oh,
with
man.
those two who returned.
Well, you're happy to hear that, aren't you?
I wanted to kill him myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Well, okay,
not
so
happy.
you're not happy
I'm not
because
happy.
you've
Well, this
lost
is a bad
opportunity.
omen.
Yeah.
We need someone to be able to pick the cherries, especially now that the easy to reach cherries have blown off
yeah,
the tree.
Exactly.
Do
I'll
we,
reach in the yellow
do we
one.
have any evidence at all, or they're just gone? They're just completely disappeared. No trace.
They are gone. They left in the middle of the night. It doesn't seem like they were like stolen. They left with their own fruition. That's all we know.
Wow. All right. What action would you like to take this week?
Let's do a discussion. What do the people in town think about the people who returned with blue on their mouths? Like, yeah, what do we think about them?
I think everything's totally fine. I don't think we need to concern ourselves with it.
I think we just lost our fine china room due to the wrath of the cherries because we weren't wearing enough buckets. And now people are coming in eating another type of berry. What do they have to wear to appease the cherry tree now? These people must be excommunicated and all their tweets disliked.
Not unliked even.
No, disliked.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel very similarly. I think fear in our community is an all-time high. And we've got people who are coming in and they're deliberately stoking that fear even further. And it's going to push our community to the brink of schism.
And finish our conversation.
Yes. Indeed.
How ominous. The Eight of Diamonds. Someone tries to take control of the community by force. Do they succeed? Why do they do this? Or a headstrong community member decides to put one of their ideas in motion. Start a foolish project. I think that Polite Pete thinks that rather than the cherries being like he's not very devout. He's very devout to good manners, and I think that he's trying to teach himself how to bow so low to the ground that from a full standing position, his head can get down between his legs. That's what he's going to try to do.
Wow.
He wants to bow deeper than anyone has ever even dreamed to bow before.
Wow. Bow. Wow.
Will that take him? How long do you think that'll take him? Do you think it'll take him? It's funny if it's either 1 week or 6 weeks.
I mean, Polite Pete's been doing this for a while, so if anyone knows how to bow, it's him.
Can I say 1 week? It's going to take him 1 week to bow deeper
I'll say
than
1 week.
anyone's ever bowed before. Okay, good. So that's what he's up to. And then for my action...
2 hours later.
I think people are going to go back and try to... they're going to try to bring the blueberry bush to the town. They're going to try to uproot it and bring it back to village, like, sneakily. So just the hunters have now gone back there to try to, like, bring it back on their own to see if they can, like, breed them with the cherries. So you can get a hybrid blue cherry is what they're going to try to do. And I think that's going to take them 5 weeks in order to do that.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're successful, we'll find out.
Yeah.
The Four of Diamonds. Rory, the eldest among you dies. What caused the death? Or, the eldest among you is very sick. Caring for them and searching for a cure requires the help of the entire community. Do not reduce project dice this week.
Sorry, what was the first prompt?
First one, they die.
They just died.
Oldest person dies. What caused it? Or they're very sick and we have to care for them. Everyone has to help care for them, so we don't reduce project dice.
All right.
this
Well,
week.
our oldest member of the town, wretchedly old Jeff. As we all know, wretchedly old Jeff was one of the most devout amongst the cherry tree followers, and so wearing his bucket, as he does every day, he went to the cherry tree to worship the cherries as he does. And wouldn't you know it, as he was worshipping, a cherry dislodged from the tree and crushed wretchedly old Jeff, killing him instantly.
Damn.
Wow.
Another death from the tree.
This was just another new cherry falling unrelated to the
Yeah, just
I mean, it still happens.
The cherry,
occasionally.
we've established from the beginning. These
Yeah.
cherries do just fall and hurt people. That's what happened to cherry people.
Wretchedly old.
It was his son, you know?
I love how nobody has a surname, a description. The first name.
That's like ancient Viking culture,
All right. Who else had the conga line? The conga line has now reached the settlement. Luke, what's going on with the conga line?
Okay. Well, let me tell you, it's been a long time coming. So after many weeks, lots of training, lots of congaing over there, they finally bring their line up to the front porch of this mysterious manor. So, of course, the representative that was established for the front of the conga line, who is it? Who's Henry? Henry?
Oh, Handyman Henry.
Yep.
He's not currently dead or anything, right?
No,
We didn't kill him, right?
Handyman Henry's alive and well.
Handyman Henry is just. He's just.
Handyman Henry is not only known for his skills
sad.
with tools, he's actually known for his diplomacy. So they put him at the front of this conga line. Handyman Henry goes ahead and knocks on the front door eagerly. We await a response. A minute passes. 5 minutes pass. 6 minutes pass. Clearly I haven't thought about the next sentence yet. I'm bad at delaying. Okay, eventually the door swings open. Darkness inside, of course. There's still no lights. We can't see inside the house. Then a leg comes out. And it goes back in. The other leg comes out.
Just a man kicking. Kicking at the door.
He's kicking. Yes! Yes! We see nothing but a sequence of left and right legs coming out of the darkness. But then, of course, we hear a voice. Who goes there? This is the fancy manor of King Coolio the Fourth. King Coolio the Fourth lives here. I've lived in this house for many years, as my papa did before me and my grandpappy before him. Who are these people who are approaching me? Of course, our goal is to first massage him and schmooze him so we can get him on our side, and then we can exploit him and manipulate him thereafter. The first thing that he says after that, King Coolio, well, the self-proclaimed King Coolio says, well, I don't like to listen to proselytizers coming from door to door. That does happen occasionally. However, I do have a high appreciation of respect, and that's what respect and loyalty was. That was what dictated the lives of the royalty that came before me. And I see all of you in this strange line are remarkably good at bowing, and these buckets that you've attached to your necks have also somehow increased the efficacy of your bowing stance. Most of you are almost down to the ground. You seem so low relative to me that I can't help but feel respected and superior. And thusly, I will retract my leg one last time, and then I will step out completely. And it turns out that he's actually 2 legs and just a little head. And a crown! And a crown! And a crown. He says, I will accept you into my community, because I'm actually the king of these lands, by the way. I don't recognize your authority. These are my lands, but I will tentatively allow you to reside here going forward. Just don't upset me too much, and don't say anything about my lack of torso, that's for sure.
Great. We're a monarchy now.
Yes.
You know what? While that was going on, while we were trying to appease him, the polite Pete has also finished his goal, his preparation, his years of training to bow the deepest that anyone has ever bowed before.
Wow.
As you remember, it was specifically a foolish project, and he has come up directly in front of the door and bowed completely all the way. Like, this is after the king has said, like, I'll accept it because you bowed so deeply for me. He comes all the way up, right to the front doorstep, right on the welcome mat, and he bows, and he bows, and he bows, and he keeps bowing.
Oh my
God.
God.
He bows all the way until his head is resting, nestled between his ankles.
Holy shit.
And we all hear a sickening pop, 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 as his spinal cord tears completely free from his pelvis. And he drops completely dead, like a gross pretzel to the floor.
Ouch.
He bowed deeper than, and no man could withstand that level of manners, and he paid the price for it. So polite Pete is now dead. But he died as he lived.
Yes, would you like to amend Polite Pete's school of politeness?
Oh, yes.
Because maybe it's been converted to his mausoleum.
Well, I
where
think
he still
I was
resides.
going to say, that ties into what I wanted to do for this week. Well, I want to start a project because with wretchedly old Jeff dying and Polite Pete dying and the numerous other deaths that we've started to incur, I want to start a commission amongst the town folk to decide what do we do with all these bodies. Because we don't know about burying or coffins or cremation.
We've
so
just been leaving that right there next to the road.
They're just there.
Yeah.
So I want a 3-week commission as everyone in town discusses what they think should be done with all of these bodies.
Is that a project then?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Most of them horribly disfigured by being crushed by giant cherries.
Yes.
It's quite a sight, but we've kind of grown sort of conditioned to seeing it.
We have.
The gutters of our town are filled with bones and pits. Ooh.
There's a 3-week project just to determine. Sorry, to build a graveyard? What's the
To develop a commission.
Yeah, okay. To develop a commission to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
With
Well,
it.
I kind of
Great.
assume like it's the commission is taking the 3 weeks to discuss what to do
End of the
with
3
dead
weeks,
bodies.
yeah.
At the end of 3 weeks, they will have their decision.
One of the things that's funny is that the game specifically says if you think something will take longer than that amount of time, you're allowed to do that, but it has to be done in stages. So
Yeah.
it could be this is the 3 weeks to form the committee.
Yes.
to
Yeah.
determine the thing,
Yeah.
to do the action.
Makes sense.
But yes, 3 weeks from now we'll figure out what to do with our dead people.
Whose turn is it?
Very nice.
Now it is.
It is Luke's turn.
Oh, I thought that all was my turn.
Right.
It felt like mine.
No, that was mine.
Just everything took so long. Alright, we've got the Queen of Diamonds. Either a project finishes early, which one and why? Or, actually that's it, because the other one says that we don't have anything, but everything we have is ongoing. So the 2 projects that we have ongoing is there's a group of people trying to bring the blueberry bush back to town.
Yeah.
They're trying to bring it in, or Rory's dead people are
Doing
trying to be finished, and because you're stealing this, you get to decide how it ends. You yoink the resolution from me or Rory. But
Well, let me tell you, that blue juice that was on those people's faces actually had some other properties too, including the ability to make them sneak really, really, really fast. So they ended up bringing that blueberry bush back to town quicker than anticipated. Should we? Oh yeah, race. Well, I can't. Okay, well,
yeah,
we'll
just
say.
get rid of it. Sure.
Well, I mean, okay, we could say it. Was there just the one bush? There was just a singular bush. Okay,
I represented it with one bush, but I feel like there's enough bushes that.
we'll represent it pictorially here with just
Exactly.
a singular bush. So it's been transported. The bush has been placed on this protected pedestal off on the outskirts of town. Of course, the people brought it over in the night, sneakily, and they understood the social implications of acting in opposition of the cherry tree. So they had to do it secretly throughout the night. So one morning, the townfolk awake to discover this offensive, sacrilegious symbol that's been planted meticulously on this lovely little structure over here. People wonder why where did it come from? What's going on? You know, what's going on? And of course, some people try to hide, you know, that they were actually involved in this plot. So what they're going to do is they're going to be like, hey, maybe that bush ain't so bad. You know, if you really think about it, the cherry tree's been pretty fucking cruel. All he's been doing is smashing the legs of people left and right, both legs. The only one that he happened to get one pervert, but I think that was just pure coincidence, right? Like, there's just been so much destruction as a result of this tree, and perhaps we were hasty to shift to to start worshiping the tree. So the beginnings of a religious warfare have shown in the town, and the town square in between the cherry tree and the blueberry bush, behind the Polite Pete's Memorial School of
Manners.
Bowing, and also his grave is in there. It's just his grave inside the building here. But yeah, next to it, this is the town square, by the way. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of conflict here, a lot of stimulating discussion, I suspect.
Good.
Thank
now
you.
pick an action.
That was quit asking me to do things. Don't I seem creatively drained to you?
Roll discussion.
Discussion time. Which characters do you think were involved in transporting that blueberry bush, and why?
I
What are suspects?
suspect Skinny Jimmy and the 2 guys who went off probably had something to do with it, especially since Skinny Jimmy is like the best fruit picker we got. Very, very suspicious that they would go missing right before this.
I agree. Skinny Jimmy is the root of all evil, I believe.
Now let's not overlook how schemy Frankie the Weasel has been looking as of late. I think he's got his thumb in a few pies, if you know what I mean.
Blueberry.
Look at Frankie's thumb. See what color they are.
I just found out about this Frank the Weasel guy, so I think I suspect him quite a bit. Skinny Jimmy, come on, I have no reason to suspect him. He's always been a loyal member of the community.
The Nine of Diamonds. Alex, a project fails. Which one? Why? There's only one of them.
Oh, man.
Or something goes foul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity.
The night after the blueberry bush arrives, everyone goes to sleep in the town, but a great kerfuffle can be heard in the middle of the night as the harvesting mechanism for the cherry tree crumbles.
Oh my god!
Taking down part of the tree with
Holy
it.
shit!
no.
What the
It
fuck?
is reduced to
Oh
rubble.
my god! Holy shit!
That, combined with the recent destruction of all the cherries on the tree, have left us now with a significant shortage of cherries.
I see.
We have no rubble. Our machinery is broken that was originally used. It's now janky and looks like not quite like a gear anymore. And the tree is damaged too. Some scrapes down the side.
Oh wow!
Scraped.
Was there any other parts of this?
No, that was it. Just a project fails. Which one and why?
Significant cherry shortage. There needs to be more names here.
No, I think we're good.
Pastor Patricia.
Oh my.
Alright, we have
We need a
many
female.
men existing in this town. I'm glad we've added a lady.
Yes, Pastor Patricia, one of the oldest nuns of the Church of the Cherry. She, worried about all these terrible things that have happened, she speaks to the people in town square and says, "Fear not the cherry shortage, for the cherry will provide. Do not give in to the blue temptation, lest ye be killed by the hatred of Mother Cherry." That's what she says. It's supposed to be a project, right? I will stand guard every night for the next 4 weeks over the blueberry bush to ensure that no one gives in to the temptation, lest the tree wreak its vengeance. So for 4 weeks, she'll sit there and make sure no one touches blueberries.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
Cool. Did you want to illustrate her sitting?
Yes.
I'd say it's worth doing.
She gets a little director's chair.
Yeah, exactly.
on the side.
Like a lifeguard chair. We
Okay.
didn't have too much shit to tie up and resolve.
So I was trying to make sure I focus on the one
Yeah.
still.
What did you just do? You did a project fails. You failed something, right?
Well,
Or any scarcity. Okay, good. Rory, your graveyard thing is now completed. Also.
Excellent. While this was all happening in town square, and people were trying to figure out what to do with the blueberry bushes, you still have the town commission on what are you going to do with all these dead bodies. And there's a lot of kerfuffle. People will have ideas here and there, but Handyman Henry has an idea, and it's a good one because it's the same idea he offers every time. He wants to build a room to put the bodies in.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's a novel idea.
And originally people were like, Henry, the last time you did this, the cherries just blew it down, but now there's not as many cherries, so they're like, honestly, if they're starting to stink, we should put them somewhere. All right, Henry, build a room. So Henry does just that, right over here, near the ruins of the old China room, is now the dead body room, where they keep all the dead bodies. Dead.
We're not actually burying them or anything. They're just
No, we're
sitting
just
in
putting
there.
them-
No, we're just putting them in a room.
Okay, good. I just wanted clarification.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Now, 6 of diamonds. Outsiders arrive in the area. How many? How are they greeted? I think that there is a small group of people come from the west. They come actually out of the volcano range.
Oh shit.
Maybe not from inside the
Yeah.
volcano. We don't know for
But
sure.
from it.
But they're singed. Let me tell you. Their cloaks are a little bit frayed and maybe smoldering even still from the from the heat potentially. Yeah.
Nice.
So I think that there's maybe, let's say, 24 of them. So a pretty decent number of them have arrived, and they live now on the outskirts of town over here. And instead of making tents, they make little volcano structures out of cloth to live
Oh
in.
God, this is a heavily contested holy land we found ourselves in.
That's his burned up cape.
Cool.
I'm going to start a project to try to integrate them into the community, to see if they want to come and live with us rather than...
Yeah, how are we going to convince them? How are we even going to start communication with them?
That's the thing. I think maybe it'll take 2 weeks to see if we even speak the same language, even just to figure out if we can communicate in any capacity.
Cool.
Okay, yeah. Setting up initial contact.
Yep. Rory, the 10 of diamonds. We discover a new cache of supplies or resources, add a new abundance, or a scarcity had gone unaddressed for too long. Start a project that will alleviate this scarcity.
Alright, well, you know what's been gone for too long?
Sorry, do you want me to read you the scarcities that we have currently, just so
Yes.
that you're aware? We have a scarcity of good manners, ancient tomes, fine china, and cherries.
Well, here's the thing. With Polite Pete dead, we definitely have a scarcity of manners. With our fine china broken, we absolutely have a scarcity of fine china. But one thing that we might be able to dig up is old knowledge. And so I have to... So do we find a resource or are we looking for a resource?
Nope, you either add a new abundance or start a project that will alleviate a scarcity.
Okay. And so we are going to try and get some new old lore. And so, I already used Betty. Brainy Beatrice, renowned lore master in the town, has come to a conclusion that in between these singed people, the manor, the wall, and is it Scummy Tim? Grim Tim?
Grim Timothy.
Grim Tim.
Timothy.
Yeah, Timothy, alright. And Grim Timothy, there are so many people here who must have some kind of knowledge. And so she is going to spend the next 5 weeks interviewing as many people as she can to gain their knowledge. So that means, I guess they haven't really contacted the wall. So I guess she's got to figure out, see how she does. And so she's going to try and contact the singed people, Coolio, Grim Timothy, and whoever lives in the wall. So that is her project.
Yeah, Grim Timothy's important. Forgot about him.
All right.
Wait, so your new project involves communicating with the singed people?
Well, she's
My project
She said that was yours.
mine is going to figure out if we can talk to them next week. Rory's project is 5 weeks from now. He's going to find a way to get ancient knowledge.
Ancient
knowledge,
right.
right.
So,
Yeah.
A little bit from every
Or
person.
tomes, I guess, specifically.
You're going to go do some census.
pretty much,
Yes,
yes.
exactly.
She's running around with her clipboard.
All
And I
right.
guess
Through
And
iPad.
then, yeah, your
for
action.
my
for
action, so I'm going to discover something new.
Oh God.
The one new thing we discover while looking around the wall, because as we're looking for knowledge and looking to see if there's any way to contact these people over by the wall, we find, interestingly, a flight of stairs
Oh.
going up the wall.
Oh,
Okay.
to the top of the wall.
To the top of the wall.
Wow.
In fact, one could say this natural phenomenon entirely cuts the legs out from under this wall and its effectiveness. But whether they intended for this to be there or not, there is a flight of stairs going right up.
All right.
Too bad we can never know what's on top of that wall because of the frame of the picture.
Yep, it's impossible.
5 of diamonds for Luke.
Back to me again.
Back
Holy
to you
shit.
again. It was quick. The rest of us are speeding along.
Jesus
All right,
Christ.
either a project finishes early, what led to its early completion, or the weather is nice and people can feel the potential all around them. Start a new project. If you want, really quickly, we'll fudge it again just a little bit, just to give you another option. Talking to those people
I was
is
gonna
completing
say.
this week. So before you do your thing, really quickly,
Yeah.
we talked to them and we discovered that we do speak the same language. Actually, they have a weird accent.
Yeah, of course.
And
Can you?
yeah, I'll do it right
for us?
now.
If you'd like us to join your city, you must answer us these riddles 3. And also find a way to extinguish our flames, which burn us so badly all over our face.
Oh wow, okay. That sucks, man. You're a constant burning agony. That's pretty rough.
So yeah, the other things that you could do, so I get back to your actual thing, now that we know that that's all they want, is just to be unburned.
Yes, we had the tomes, collecting the tomes.
You could finish the tomes, or she's finishing Standing Guard this week, so pretty much either find tomes, complete that one early, or the weather is nice and people start to feel the potential all around them, start a new project, potentially pertaining to burned faces.
Well, I don't know if it makes sense to. I don't think by the definition of your project, because it's like I don't think that can possibly be resolved sooner, because it's a time-specific project. The 4 weeks came sooner than we expected.
If I had to end it sooner, I didn't have. But if you want,
Well, no, I don't. No. What I'm saying is I don't have any ideas anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great fucking summer. You know, it's such a nice summer. So I think we gotta start some sort of new project. Now, what the new project is, of course, I have no idea. New project to help, make this the best summer ever.
bikinis.
Now we're talking. All right.
So just while you think I'm still laughing. Wretchedly old chef. It's so fucking funny. Wretchedly old. It's so stupid.
Well, you can't tell if it's like in esteem or contempt with how old he is.
Oh, sorry. He's drawing now.
No, I'm just adding details to the map a little bit, make it a little more, cool. Just, give it a little bit of dimension.
Yep.
Nice, actually.
Just a subtle way of adding. I think I resolved yours prematurely last time with the blueberry bush, is that right? Or was that
That is mine.
That was yours.
Yeah,
Okay.
Totally fine.
Well, in that case, the census went quicker than expected.
Oh, great.
Old Pastor Patricia, was it?
Brainy Beatrice.
I don't remember that name. Who the fuck said Brady Beatrice?
How can you not remember Brainy
Does
Beatrice?
is it too?
Yeah, he's finishing a project. So
Well, I mean, the project was just that Brainy Beatrice was going around and accumulating
knowledge.
some knowledge from all the sources that are available. He goes and chats with these guys now that we've established that we have some common language. They were able to provide us with some knowledge on heat. They're constantly being burned by this agonizing ember that trails on their cape, and they've revealed to us that there is a source of heat contained somewhere in the heart of the volcano. I mean, we didn't know. I mean, we knew that, but they didn't know that yet because they don't have any knowledge. They couldn't know what the hell's going on inside this volcano. So they've claimed that the source of all energy in this valley is actually volcano. Hence, their volcano-shaped tents. Are those tents?
Tents, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Volcano-shaped tents. One of the other very important tomes of knowledge, but we should probably, so now tomes are no longer in scarcity. We have
Found tomes in the volcano, is that what you're saying? Is
well,
that
we created tomes from the oral history of the people that we censused.
Alright. They're not in abundance?
No, they're in abundance, but they're not
some.
scarce. They're not
That's
scarce
more than
anymore.
zero.
Compared to the China and manors, we have some.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Perfect.
And one of the important little tidbits of knowledge that they were able to accumulate during their during the census was the royal traditions of the families that used to conquer this valley. And it turns out they have very, very specific, very, very important rules about crown wearing. Namely, if you're able to snatch the crown from on top from the king's head, then you get to be the king. So, with that knowledge, of course, Handyman Henry, in his diplomatic genius, goes up to what was his name again?
King Coolio the Fourth.
King Coolio. I cannot remember any of this shit. He goes up to King Coolio and says, "Hey, King Coolio, how you doing?" King Coolio says, "I got no torso, but otherwise things are going quite well as the king of this land." And then Henry just takes the crown off of his head, and he is. Oh, I guess. Wait, Henry went back to town. He was doing something.
Henry built a room for all the dead bodies.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Henry's back in town right now. So here's Henry. Henry's now the king because he's the one who went and took the crown. So we no longer recognize the authority of King Coolio
Now
IV.
he's just Coolio the Fourth.
But he respects the rules, so he doesn't recognize his own authority either. So he's actually kind of cool with it. The next question is what we're going to do with this house. Now that he no longer has control over it.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
to pause for a
So
second. To pause for a second, your thing was
Get
your
knowledge.
prompt was to get knowledge. So we've alleviated that scarcity. Now your action is discover something new, and you've discovered that Henry is now the king. I think that's your turn.
Did I have some sort of prompt to start with already? That you
Yeah, your prompt was to finish a project.
Right.
So,
Sorry.
So you alleviated the scarcity, and now your action was to make Henry the king.
Is that a discovery thing? Is that an active discovery?
We're gonna say that's what that is, sure.
Because otherwise you're doing a little too much with Rory's prompt.
Yeah.
Somehow Beatrice talking to Coolio results in this knowledge, which he does this and he does that. It's like only so much of the kingdom story can happen in your turn.
So we
Let's all take contempt.
Yeah. Well, hey, you contempt my ass. I dare you.
I know he's cool with it. I was gonna take one on behalf of King Coolio, but he's fine with it. So
He respects the tradition more than anything else.
Mhm.
So he understands. His grandpa actually did exactly the same thing to become king in the first place. So he's like, yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. Didn't really think about that, but there you go.
Wow. That was an eventful week.
It's hard being a king without any torso or arms. Let's be honest.
Did his grandpa also have no arms? How was he able to take the crown with only legs? I mean, we don't have that knowledge.
He did like a spin kick.
For me
Spin kicked it
specifically,
off.
Well, no, his grandpa actually had 2 arms and no legs.
he was
So he
able-
was able to
okay.
grab the crown no problem
You just
and
couldn't
put
get
it
it
on.
right.
He couldn't crawl very far.
All right, Alex, the 3 of diamonds. Summer is a time for production and tending to the earth. Start a project related to food production. Or summer is a time for conquest and the gathering of might. Start a project related to military readiness and conquest.
Ooh, okay.
When does my
Literally right now, if you want to combine it, go for it.
okay?
That's also
That's
fine.
actually works really good. So we'll end her 4-week watch. 4 weeks have passed, and people have just been kind of going about their life. Nobody's dared go near the blueberry bush for the fear of the wrath of the cherry tree or being seen by Pastor Patricia. However, at the end of the 4 weeks, people start taking a closer look, and they see that Pastor Patricia has blue all around her
Yeah,
lips.
oh my god,
no.
holy shit.
She has betrayed her own faith in the cherry tree. And she begins to, what's the thing pastors do? Preach!
Shit.
No, she does not
Shit
Holy
everywhere.
shit. So much sour berries! She begins to preach. No, I was wrong for believing in the cherry. The blueberry is the one true power of God in this world.
Holy shit.
We were birthed from the womb of the blueberry bush long ago.
Wow.
I saw it in a dream. I am the new ruler of the blueberry bush. Belief system. the BBB, we shall call ourselves. Join me in harmony or die.
Oh.
And she is now the blueberry queen. And now I need to start a project.
So a project relating to military conquest.
She is building a militia of people who are actually she is
the people who grabbed the bush in the first place, I imagine. They were already loyal to the blueberry bush.
yeah. She and the small collection, 5 to 10 other people, are building a militia, and their project is to convert or execute anyone in the town who
Whoa.
still believes in the cherry faith.
I think that's going to take a long time, right? I think that's going to take a full 6 weeks in order to...
Yeah, 6 weeks, sure.
6 weeks. Or just because you want to convert literally everyone.
Or execute.
Or execute, which...
Wow. We haven't had a whole lot of violence yet.
That's a big ask.
I don't think we've had any violence yet, have we?
Outside of the cherry tree itself.
Oh, okay,
no.
Yeah, and Cherry Pop disappeared in a bloody
I think also, I
mess.
guess a specified thing, because she does believe that the blueberry bush is the one true god,
Yeah.
she also does not recognize Handy Henry.
Ooh, so
his
we've got a
rule
theocracy
either, so-
and a monarchy that are now
Yes,
at odds
so-
with one another, alright.
Wow.
And now for your action for your turn.
Yeah. That action.
Something totally mundane. Very low
Let's just
stakes.
hold a discussion. He is Handy Henry, right?
Handyman Henry, yeah.
How does Handyman Henry approach his new responsibility and this brewing war?
Oh, okay, so you're going to say, you're
What's
posing
he
a
gonna
question to his advisors, I guess, and now we're advising him specifically, or just...
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What suggestions
Yeah.
does his loyal advisors give him?
We gotta give the crown back to King Coolio. Let him take the fall, and then once he's dead, then we can swoop in when our enemies are weakened each other.
Build a room and put Pastor Patricia in it.
Yeah, Handyman Henry's got so many skills. Like, of course, his diplomacy skill. So he suspects that he is going to be able to use his regal disposition to calm her and, of course, quell any conflict that's brewing in the community.
Thank you, advisors, for all good ideas. I don't have to think about it.
Ding, ding, ding.
The Ace of Diamonds. A contingent within the community demands to be heard. Who are they? What are they asking for? Or a contingent within the community have acted on their frustrations. What have they damaged? Why did they damage it? Is it permanent? And I think that in preparation there is at least one member of the Blueberry Boys. Actually, what are they called? The Blueberry Belief System, the BBBs. There are 2 people in it who call themselves the Blueberry Boys. Their names actually...
Is there going to be a schism in that group too? What to call the group?
No, they just call themselves the Blueberry Boys. They're
Weasel Boy.
they're
Frankie the Weasel.
their names are Daryl and Smithers, and they actually, under the cover of darkness, actually try to chop down the cherry tree. They get their axes, their blue blood-stained axes, and try to chop it down. I don't think they get super far, but it is permanent. The structure of the tree, they haven't gotten, like, let's say maybe like a little under a quarter of the way through the trunk. Because it's a big tree, right?
Yeah, it's a very big tree.
So they're about a quarter of the way
You
through
should
chopping
go
it up.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want.
No, go for it.
I like the image. You just like communicated the image so perfectly.
Thank you. Before they are caught, and now they're actually being held prisoner by the cherry people.
Which is
Ouch! That tree's been getting
It's been
beating.
going through it. I think that's it. Yeah, why did it damage it? It's permanent. So far, yeah, I think it's permanent. I don't know that we know how to fix it.
Daryl and Smithers are in prison.
Yeah.
Presumably, well, I don't know, the room.
And then also,
Sorry.
I was going to say now for my action, because this is going to take down one, I think we're going to start a project. Those people just said, please help, our faces are burned, and we've just kind of ignored them for like
well,
a
yeah.
month.
We've kind of had a massive insurrection.
So I think that it's going to take about another, because if they're burned so badly from a volcano, I imagine it's not super easy to heal them. So I think 4 weeks, is that probably 3 weeks? Is that enough time?
3 weeks.
3 weeks to heal their faces is what we're going to do. We're going to invent something to help them out, is my thing for the week. Rory.
Alrighty.
Someone new arrives. Who? Oh, sorry, it's the 2 of diamonds. Someone new arrives. Who? Why are they in distress? Or someone leaves the community. Who? What are they looking for? Would you like me to go down the list of characters you can choose to
Hang on. Yeah, okay.
the list
Who we
just
got?
for people at home. We've got Polite Pete. No, Polite Pete is dead.
Polite Pete is dead.
Sorry. We've got Betty Boogers. We've got Grim Timothy.
Cherry Pop.
Handyman Henry. Cherry Pop is dead. Or he
Well,
he's
he
missing.
wasn't the one someone
Oh,
could return.
excuse me.
right?
Yes, someone could return. Yes, you're right. Okay, so we've got Cherry Pop, who is missing. He could return. Betty Boogers. Skinny Jimmy is also missing. We've got Grim Timothy hanging out.
Skinny Jimmy, I think, came back because he was the one who helped deliver the blueberry bush, right?
Well, that's what we suspected.
I guess
Is
yeah,
he
maybe.
back?
I don't
Sure,
know.
we
He's so
confirm it.
sneaky now.
Sure.
Since he ate
We'll
the
confirm
blueberries.
it. Skinny
He's off the
Timothy
grid.
is back.
Yeah.
Grim Timothy, Handyman Henry, King Handyman Henry, excuse me, Lucky Sam with all of his broken bones. He's still kicking around. We've got Coolio the Fourth, no longer the king. We've got Frankie the Weasel, Pastor Patricia, Brady Beatrice, and both of the Blueberry Boys, Daryl and Smithers, who are under lock and key.
Holy
All right,
shit,
well-
that's quite the cast.
Well, okay, so Grim Timothy finds himself summoned by Handyman Henry.
No!
And Grim Timothy doesn't know what to expect, but it turns out he doesn't have anything to worry about too terribly much. Handyman Henry takes him into his safe room. So this is the room where nothing bad happens. And so he has a conversation with, I was going to call him Smithers. No, he's Timothy. He has a conversation with Timothy where he's like, all right, we've got a big old problem. Pastor Patricia's got her blueberry boys chopping down our tree, and this simply will not do. We need something to strike back at them fast. And Timothy says, I understand. You want me to go talk to the mysterious wall that we haven't discussed at all, and like see those mysterious people looking down and maybe climb up the stairs. And he's like, no, that's stupid. What we're gonna have you do is go into the grasslands and bring us the beast.
Oh, shit!
And we're gonna use the beast and sick it on Patricia and her blueberry bastards.
Nice.
And so Timothy gets the job. He leaves town into the grasslands to try and find and recruit the beast.
Alright, Grim Timothy. Off the board for now.
Yes.
What's your action for the week?
Let's start a project. So obviously there's now axe marks on the tree, and that simply will not do. So we are going to try and bandage the tree. And it should take about a week. I mean, it doesn't take that long to put bandages on a tree. So that is the project that they're going to do.
Bandage the tree. Perfect. Oh no, poor Luke. The king of
Isn't
diamonds.
the season over?
Summer is fleeting. Discard the top 2 cards off the deck and take 2 actions this week. So, oh, it was the final thing of the week, and we skipped 2 things, and it is the end of summer.
Oh!
It's the exact thing that I said was going to happen. happened.
All he does
So
is 2 actions.
you get 2 actions this week, yeah. Really quickly before that, everything else counts down. The bandages have been completed,
Yeah.
being put on the tree.
Okay, yeah, you want to go?
What do we want to do?
You want
with
to
the
switch that or
bandages?
resolve that?
Alright, well, we slap on some bandages on the tree to cover up that gross, terrible wound. But as the cherry folk are bandaging the tree, they are pelted with blueberries as the BBBS mocks them in their attempts to save the tree.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But the bandages have been
They're
successful.
definitely
They're on.
there.
They're on. All right.
Do you want to draw or want to draw?
Well, I can drop it down.
I trust you to draw
That's a
that
good idea.
Luke, 2 actions this week. What do you want to do? I know.
Goodness. So many opportunities.
So Rory, you were starting your turn talking about sending somebody out to go find the beast.
Yes,
Is that
Grim Timothy is now off. looking for
is
the
that a
beast.
project?
So yeah.
It is not a project
Oh.
currently, but you can turn it into one. You can say, give it a deadline, basically. He's off doing this thing, but it's not like part of our world currently.
Well, okay, I want to start with a discussion before we do anything else, all right? So we have this amazing manor. Like, we're living in tents or under rocks. We only have built 2 rooms, one of which got crushed. One of which was converted into 3. One of which was converted into a mausoleum. One of them was crushed, and then one of them just has a bunch of dead bodies. And we're not using any of these rooms that Handyman Henry is so expertly crafting to actually like live in them. And there's this house over here. So my question is, what the hell do we get that house? It's not in the town though, so it's not necessarily easy to just like use it as part of the town. Like, are we going to be able to deconstruct it and move it? Or are we going to move the town to it? Like, what's the resolution here? My trusted advisors, I don't know what to do.
I say we lock up the heathens in it. Those treacherous blueberry bitch booger bandits.
So are you still doing Pastor Patricia's voice?
No,
No,
I'm
that's
just
a
one of
different
your own
person.
advisors. I'm one of the people.
You have the same voice as the
That's-
burning people,
Pastor Patricia has a much higher pitch.
Yeah.
I see.
And those people, answer me these riddles 3. It's also higher pitched.
Okay,
So
all right.
It's just a different old person. I don't think we should move to the manor house because I'm afraid of the beast and we're way too close to his territory.
Yeah.
I can't believe you would criticize Handyman Henry's rooms like that. Saying that we're not using them to live in, when clearly rooms are designed to be used for things other than being lived in.
It's weird how one of our advisors is always very pro Henry.
I don't know why I'm so on Henry's side.
You invested a lot
I
into it.
definitely am.
Yeah. Well, so I understand the apprehensions, especially with respect to the fear around the beast. That fear of the unknown is really putting a damper on all of our mood. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and discover something.
Okay, so your discussion's over, your second action, discovering something.
Yeah.
Good.
So we're going to do a little bit of searching. I guess it's not Slim Jim, Grim Tim.
Grim Timothy.
Sorry, Skinny Jimmy is not Slim Jim. No. Nor is Grim Tim. Grim Tim is going out and he's with a couple of his other homies. They're going to go explore over east of the grasslands. So they go around the border of the grasslands so as to not get lost, and they stumble upon a small clearing with a cave entrance. A cave entrance with a bush there and a tree there. Oh my God, what the hell is in here? So, of course, we have to explore and see what's inside this cave without even discussing it. We just gotta go check it out. His little,
Well, I think
Grimton's little party of people.
I think all you can do is just discover there is a cave with a bush and a tree next to it. That's your action, to discover
Yes,
something.
I want to just add more mystery
Yeah,
locations.
you just added another thing for us to go check out next time. Unfortunately, you only get to add something to the map. We don't get to discover what's in there. Hopefully you remember next time we record.
Yeah, that's not happening. A very, very, very mysterious cave with glitter on it.
Ooh. Back next time to discover it. What's in that?
And like we could have just let Luke tell the whole story of the land, non-stop. Just let him go. And in the cave, there's a tunnel that leads to that wall.